Hi guys and welcome to a new video. Today I have Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge with me, and today we are going to take a look at all of the S8 apps running on the S7 and S7 Edge, so stay tuned for that. So the device I am holding right now in my hands is turned off, so now let's turn it on. And here you can see the S8 boot animation for the Samsung Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge, so this was the reason why the phone was turned off. And here you can see that the font is a bit smaller right now here with this S8 boot animation. And yeah, now let's take a look at all of the S8 apps for the Samsung Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge. So the first place you can see that I've installed the S8 launcher here with that app drawer icon. You just need to swipe to get to the app drawer, and you get a lot of more options here. If you get in there, you can change the grid size of the home screen and the app drawer. You can enable or disable the app drawer icon for the dock. And you can also enable that Galaxy Labs thing over here, which is also really nice. And yeah, so I've installed a lot of S8 apps here, as you can see, and I've installed other S8 apps also, like the always on display and the Edge screen, but these are almost all of them. As you can see right now, you got these Dream UX style icons. And now let's take a look at all of them. So here you can see I've installed the Notes app, the Samsung Internet of the S8, the Samsung S8 Music, the Calendar, the Contacts, the Clock, the Phone app, the My Files app, Samsung Health, Gallery, and the Messages app. So you can see that all of them got a different icon now. And yeah, you can also see that the Calendar icon and let me focus first, that the calendar icon and the clock icon are these two icons are real life icons, or icons. So as you can see, today is the 5th of April, and as you can see, it just shows the 5 over there, and you can also see that the time is the same here. Right. Now let's start with the Samsung Notes app here. As you can see, you got the setup screen here, so let's skip this here. And yeah, as you can see, it looks really similar to the S7 Notes app. You can just write something here, and it's almost the same, but the icon has been changed. As you can see here, so you got this new icon. You also get the Internet app here, which is also almost the same as before, but you get some new extensions and new animation here, as you can see when you open this menu here. And yeah, so here you can enable some video assistant animation, video assistant plugins, and all that. So this is basically the S8 beta Internet app but it actually hasn't got this beta sign in the icon, which looks much better. And yeah, you also got the S8 Music here, so you got that love icon, or yeah, so you get different tabs over here, but actually there are also less changes. But the nice thing here is that if you open an music track, that the slider here will have different colors. So if you can see, the album cover which I have right now is blue and yellow, and here at the bottom at the slider you can also see that it has this blue and yellow colors, which look also really nice. And yeah, now let's move on to the calendar app. As you can see, it looks also really similar to the calendar app as in the S7 Nougat update. If you go into the settings here, you get all that standard settings, so this 7-day weather forecast and all that nice things. You can also show the week numbers, which is also really nice. And if you go into about calendar, you can see that this one is version 4.0, so this is the S8 version. And yeah, now let's move on to the Contacts app here. So here you can see that you got your own information here, and you also got your own profile picture. So there's also something new, which looks also really nice here. And yeah, the Clock app is also almost the same, but as you can see, you got different icons here for the for the date of the alarm, for example. So they are now rounded, I guess. I'm not quite sure, but on the Nougat update of the S7 and S7 Edge, it was square, or it wasn't round at least. And yeah, you can also see the about clock here. You can see it's version 7.0, also the version of this S8. And yeah, if we move on to the clock app here, you can see that there is a big difference here. So now you have 3 different tabs here. You get the old 2 tabs, the recent called and the context tab here. But now there's something called places, and if you say allow here, you can basically save all your places and share your places, which is also really nice to have. And yeah, now let's move on to the My Files app. As you can see, there are also really less changes. So you get a different look here, but actually it looks really similar. And if you go into the settings here, you can also see that you have this Google Drive shortcuts, which works really nice. And you can also show hidden files. And yeah, so there are less changes. Right, a nice thing here is that you get the S8 S-Health app, and let's set up this here. Here you can see different tabs now, so there's a different tab now which is called Discover. So here you can get some news or something related to sports, which is also really nice. And right, now let's go to the gallery app here. So here you have, it also looks really similar. If you go into settings, you can enable or disable the image suggestions now, which is really nice. So you weren't able to do that, and I personally hate the image suggestions. And yeah, so this is pretty much it here. And so the last thing which we have is the messaging app, which is also almost similar to the old Nougat version. So the S8 apps are really similar to the S7 Edge apps running on Android Nougat, but I've installed other apps also. So if we go into the settings here, and if we go into display, for example, here and the Edge screen, you can also see that I've installed the S8 Edge screen. So now you have this S8 style thing here. So the phone here looks like the S8, but actually the features are almost the same. You can also see the new Edge screen version here. And yeah, but the best thing of the S8 apps is the always on display. So if you press here on the toggle, you can see you got a new different UI here. So here you can enable home button, clock and information, or clock or information. But actually the home button doesn't work on the S7 and S7 Edge, since we haven't got an navigation bar at the bottom. And yeah, if you go into digital clock, for example, here you can change your clock style. So you get less clock styles now, but actually it's still enough. Here you can change the color still of the clock, and you can also enable different backgrounds. Unfortunately, we are not able to set a custom background yet, but who knows, maybe we will get that update. And yeah, you can also show the Edge clock, which I've enabled right now. So if you turn your display off, you can see that you got this Edge clock, which looks really amazing in my opinion. And yeah, so yeah, this is pretty much it here. If you go into the notification panel, you can also directly change your always on display style. So if you want to see the analog clock, you can press on this one and say done, and after that you can see that you got this analog clock here, which is really nice. Right, so this was pretty much it. If you want to install these apps, you can basically download them from the description of this video. And you only need to install all these files as a normal APK. So the installation of all these apps is really similar, really easy. And yeah, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, give it a dislike, and peace out.